This is Channel 25 WVTT Olean. Now, from the Twin Tiers' biggest broadcast news operation, this is the 6 o'clock report with Jeff Andrulonis and Alexa Olson. Listen on News Radio 96.7 WVTT or watch on News Channel 25 WVTT television. WVTT proudly presents the 6 o'clock report.
Good evening, I'm Alexa Olson.
And I'm Jeff Andrulonis. Good evening. The big story tonight on the 6 o'clock report. New information for you tonight on this weekend's tragic church shooting, and you're seeing it first here on WVTT.
WVTT Special Report, live from WVTT and locations across the Twin Tiers. Breaking news now.
WVTT has confirmed this afternoon that the FBI was investigating the alleged trigger man in that church shooting in Coudersport. With more on the story, let's go live to the WVTT digital newsroom where WVTT's Valerie Tysaner has been following the story all afternoon. Valerie, what's the latest?
Jeff, I spoke with an FBI official who said not only were they investigating Greg Eldred before the alleged shooting, officials also went into his classroom and removed his computer. Greg Eldred is accused of shooting his ex-wife, Darlene Sittler, while she played the organ at church on Sunday. He allegedly shot her, left the church, and then pushed past parishioners to shoot her again. Sittler's death has left the Coudersport community in shock. A candlelit vigil will be held tonight at 7 o'clock, and Northern Potter, the school she taught at, is closing tomorrow to honor their only music teacher. Superintendent Scott Graham's secretary confirms why.
Yes, it is. For staff to attend the funeral.
And the preliminary hearing has been pushed back to January 15th. It was originally slated for next Thursday. It will be held at District Judge Annette Easton's office. In the WVTT Digital Newsroom, I'm Valerie Tysaner. Back to you in the studio.
Thanks, Valerie. Excellent reporting tonight as you continue to follow that story. Meantime, you can continue to follow the story on our website, twintiersnews.com. Alexa?
Jeff, Morgan AM&T in Coudersport, Pennsylvania has notified its employees that 10 people will be laid off indefinitely due to lack of work. A spokesperson confirmed to WVTT that the decision will go into effect on Monday, December 10th, and volunteers for the mandatory layoffs have already come forward. Those people are expected to be laid off for a few months, but no return date has been issued at this time.
58-year-old Thomas Smith of Emporium, who allegedly kidnapped a bank employee at gunpoint and threatened her life, is now asking for a federal judge to set bail. Smith has been held behind bars without bail while awaiting his trial. That's set for February 4th in U.S. District Court in Williamsport. Now, Smith is asking a federal judge to grant bail, which would allow him out of jail until trial. A hearing on the bail motion is set for December 13th.
Well, Olean's financial situation is receiving a passing grade, according to audit findings made public at last night's Common Council meeting. WVTT's Josh Hatcher spoke with Mayor Linda Witt and City Auditor Fred Sheridan.
The independent audit released last night shows the city is in a good place financially.
Our records are in compliance with the recommendations of GASB and the New York State Comptroller's Office. We like to think that we're not hiding anything here, and we're being as transparent as possible.
Sheridan says that while the budget is balanced, the city's fund balance is a little smaller this year because of an improvement project.
Although our fund balance shrunk by about $1,600,000, and that would be the general water and sewer funds, that was due primarily because the mayor and the council made a decision to invest $2.5 million into our East End project.
In the City Bureau, Josh Hatcher, News Channel 25, WVTT.
Our thanks to WVTT's Josh Hatcher for that report. Well, people stood together wearing green shirts yesterday at Holiday Valley in Ellicottville to create a human Christmas tree. Students, teachers, and staff from local school districts came together as a gesture of support for our troops overseas. They hope our soldiers see it as a loving gesture. The picture of the tree will be used as a Christmas card for the students to send overseas with the caption, A Tree for Our Troops. WVTT spoke with a representative from Holiday Valley who said that most of the Holiday Valley staff participated in the event.
It was a really, really cool experience because there were some veterans there. They sang the Star Spangled Banner, and it was a really great experience and a really cool thing to bring our community together, the fire department and the school and the resort and other citizens from the area, so it's pretty cool.
And the ski slopes might be getting some of that white stuff soon, with temperatures dipping into the 30s today. It's a pretty big difference from yesterday's balmy temperatures. Holiday Valley representative says that only one person knows for sure what day the slopes will open. It's Mother Nature.
We're looking at probably next week, towards the end of the week, of being able to open.
Meanwhile, a Chaffee, New York man was sentenced in Cattaraugus County this week to 20 years in prison on child rape charges. 34-year-old Carr Barbera had sex with a child under the age of 13 in the town of Conewago. He's also being sentenced to 20 years parole at the end of his 20-year prison term. Jeff.
Alexa, a Ripley man is accused of vehicular assault after allegedly hitting someone with his car. Cattaraugus Sheriff's deputies have charged 45-year-old James Harris for the incident at the Ripley Town Barns when he allegedly struck a transfer station employee. Now, Ripley was arrested late last week on a warrant. He's also charged with endangering the welfare of a child.
The Buffalo Bills announced Sunday's home game against St. Louis is officially a sellout. Local restaurant owner Russell Salvatore purchased the remaining 7,000 tickets left for the game as a gift to Western New York. Salvatore plans to distribute the tickets to children and members of the military within the community. Salvatore owns a steak restaurant on Transit Road in Buffalo.
Students, parents, and teachers are heading to Albany to ask Governor Andrew Cuomo and lawmakers to increase the education budget. The Alliance for Quality Education says 10 to 15 buses will depart from Buffalo, Elmira, and New York City for the afternoon rally. The event, called Educate New York Now Express Tour, was formed as a response to cuts in education budgets. Governor Cuomo increased school aid by $805 million, but districts say it hasn't made up for past budget cuts. Meanwhile, New York Governor Cuomo recently made an announcement highlighting an agreement that will prevent the Maid of the Mist boat in Niagara Falls from shutting down. The many-sided agreement, spearheaded by the governor, means the Maid of the Mist can continue to operate in the Niagara Gorge in order to produce increased revenues for Niagara Falls State Park. The agreement also leads to improvements of the boat tour experience for park visitors, and it protects New York State from potential disruptions to a critical tourism attraction for decades to come. Also, the family-run Maid of the Mist Corp, based in Niagara Falls, plans to invest $32 million in the former Shokoff Power Station site to make it suitable for the winter storage and maintenance of the Maid of the Mist tour boats.
An East Aurora science and technology teacher has been arrested on drug charges after police found crack cocaine in his vehicle. 36-year-old Ryan Ellis was stopped by police on Monday night in East Buffalo for a traffic violation when the drugs were found. But this isn't his first run-in with the law. In 2009, Ellis was charged with DWI and petty larceny in Tonawanda after he admitted to bringing ecstasy to a party where a person later died of an overdose. Ellis is a teacher in the East Aurora School District and also coaches the school's golf, baseball, and basketball teams.
Still to come on the 6 o'clock report, our first look at weather. Also on the way, the very latest as bloodshed continues in Syria. And WVTT's Wall Street wrap-up on the way as well. Stick around. This is News Channel 25 WVTT.